Hello, this is VJ Franz K. World Building, visiting some of my past art and building projects. Anyway, this is We Are VR, which is an art project I made a few years ago. The idea was take a selfie of yourself and friends here. These images can be used in art by anyone who contributes. And I printed out photos that I took here, and then I used them in a real painting in an art gallery, and it sold, and that was wonderful. And all of you can do that too. But anyway, I'm editing this, and I'm also speaking up for the amazing qualities of building in VR. It's just amazing. It's so great to be able to explore and climb and, talk with your friends and everything inside this world. And you can see if I was just on a mobile screen, or if I was just inside, or even just using the desktop, which with a larger monitor, it still wouldn't have the same amazing impact as if I am in this world with, multiple people from all around the earth, being able to talk together and share their ideas and pose together. And I just really love the ability to be able to build. Here's a great script where you can use the brush, and created by Levfo. And this, I guess, is my favorite example of a scriptable thing, because you could paint various shapes. And so I've made various fun worlds to paint by hand. And obviously, you see I'm climbing right up on this, painting the colors. I think I did this by building these walls of various geometric shapes. And then even the reverse shapes, isn't it fascinating to have something like that for abstract art? But, just in the real world, I am an artist. I love to do geometric art as well as comic art and other types of things. But anyway, suppose I want to expand. It's so literally hands-on to be able to do this. See, I can just grab another section of worlds here. It's been a while since I updated this, but it's so cool that I can just jump right back in and do more things. And one of my favorite things in the other art gallery worlds, as I've described, is that this world is so full of boxes. The real world of reality on Earth, outside of virtual reality, it's so based on boxes and squares and everything like that. Let's see. Do I have my... Oh, it's saving. All right. So, do I have my lock mode on here? Let's see. Where do I change that? It's a bit complicated, but at the same time, see, I can... we'll switch to 15. That's a good... Why can't I rotate this? Did I somehow lock it? Oh, well, anyway. See, I can turn a square into a diamond immediately, and that already makes it fascinating. That there are just so many squares in the real world of efficiency and all of that. And of course, squares are amazingly efficient, even though using hexagonal stacking and other other geometric configurations can be efficient for things, and it's like we can learn from the bees what they've been doing for many millennia. An efficient way. So anyway, I have my stack here, and then of course I can easily just hands-on resize. I've built a lot of worlds with geometric cartoon characters and sculptures and things. There is no way that I could do this using a 3D editor, Unity or Blender. These programs are great, but there is no way they can compare with the just immediacy of it. It's like the artistic mindset. So here I am. I go in here and let's see, can I grab this? Maybe the script is not working. Well, whatever. But anyway, I can use the regular repaint if I want to, and just pick up some of these colors, do an ungroup, and I think that let's see, we'll ungroup it. Ungroup, there we go. And now we have my Quest Pro controllers are having a bit of drift, so I'm going to try to clean them later. Let's see. But it's drift earned by a lot of using, right, to building all of these things anyway. I'm a bit rusty on building because I focused on a big real-world art show. But it's interesting. I could even say that my real-world art in galleries and such was influenced by what I did here inside Horizon Worlds, particularly with the Better World Museum. That was just wonderful, and I want that kind of experience for everybody, including people who have never been involved in a real-world art show, because, well, of course, gallery spaces are expensive. There's all of the legal red tape of running a space and running events and stuff, and it's like, could you plan out in virtual reality something and then later build it into actual reality? Of course you could, and wow. And programs such as Gravity Sketch are being used by real-world product designers, and that is an incredibly good program, and I'm going to be spending, I was one of the early beta testers on that because I saw the potential, and I'll go back to that. I would love direct import from Gravity Sketch into Horizon Worlds. That would be so useful. And I am really hoping that they will reconsider the idea of canceling VR building inside Horizon Worlds, because it's such an incredibly good thing, but it's also something that the other VR platforms do not have. And it's like when I see them doing this sort of mobile game kind of route, and they're thinking, oh, well, a lot of people play Roblox, a lot of people play Minecraft and Gorilla Tag and all of these gamified things. but there is no other thing besides perhaps Rec Room, which is also going away. What a tragedy. Where you can just inside VR build these experiences, because maybe it's only my mindset as a visual thinking person, and with whatever neurodiversities I have as being ADHD and all of that, but it's people of every mindset are needed, and that is another big focus of my recent work is neurodiversity. But in my neurodiverse way of thinking, this is so natural, and I have been doing digital art since I'm Generation X, and right at the edge of millennial, and so I've been using computers for art since the first artistic. There I am, standing on top of the thing. You never know what you're going to discover by just exploring, literally, physically exploring, but can I jump? And if I can't jump, then I'll say, oh, well, I'll just go in my environment here, and I'll change my environment. Maybe I need to jump a little bit higher, right? Is that in here? Seem to remember gameplay behavior. Let's see. See, where do I adjust? The fog density. I find a bit of fog is good because it allows, oh wait, I remember now. It's on the spawn point avatar, spawn point, player speed, there, mobile camera, third person, let's see, attributes. Where is the gravity? Oh, there it is, right. Player gravity. Reduce gravity there. 1776. American freedom. Let's see. Okay, I can jump a little higher now, and so maybe I can get up there. Can I? But right, and I've built various artistic worlds before, and I think, oh, well, this is the way that someone is going to interact with this world. And I've built in every possible idea. And then, of course, some kid walks into the area, and he's just jumping around and checking all of the everything. And he immediately discovers some way of walking around the place that we hadn't thought of. And I guess that's like emergent thinking or something, you could call it. But let's see. Just make it an even 5. Nice high jumping. It feels like freedom, doesn't it? Sort of like low gravity. Ah, right. So now I can jump from here to there to here. All of this stuff. See what happens if I press this. This is the world reset button. Delayed hard reset. Okay, that's another great script. Just in case everything goes completely off the rails, but just I could ramble on about this type of stuff for hours, but I've got a lot more worlds to update, and I'm trying to make them update for mobile ready, because of course it is amazing that mobile exists, and it is amazing that desktop exists for your Mac and PC. Very good. And I think that Horizon Worlds should not lose the VR aspect of it, because VR building is so amazing and VR experience is so amazing. And it is quite possible that people doing the mobile, they like the mobile app, and then they say, oh, well, now I finally want to go in VR. And I finally see how I could have even more fun if I had a VR headset. So they might sell more VR headsets that way. So many people I talk to about the amazement of VR, and they don't seem to believe me or understand, like, what is so great about this thing, and why would you want to look into this virtual world when you have the real world out there, and the real world has so many things in it. But it's like, it doesn't have to be a, quote, escape from the real world. It can be an addition, an extension of the real world. And you can meet new friends and other people who you never would have possibly met. But then I haven't gone to a big VR convention recently, even though I went to some in the 2010s and stuff, when I was trying to understand if VR was something that was worth my buying a headset. And I got an Oculus Rift. I don't remember what generation it was overall, maybe the second generation unit to plug right into the PC. And I still like to use that. As I mentioned, I'm on a Quest Pro at this moment, and I like the Quest Pro not having the totally blocking out side things, because as a person who is editing things, it's good for me to be able to easily take the headset on and off. I wish it were even easier to easily take it on and off. Just raise it up like a night visor or something, or whatever. I started to add this sort of connectivity design on the back there. And like, I keep forgetting to finish the end of these stories, but I first got into VR headsets because I wanted to do VR painting, like like Tilt Brush and other things like that. I was very impressed by that idea, and also FOMO. I didn't want to miss out on the most incredible art experience of the 21st century, right? And I still believe that XR is going to be that. And the media seems really negative about VR in general. It's like somebody wrote a negative article at some point, and then that just became the overarching narrative. And it's an absolute tragedy that they keep copying that, recycling that tired viewpoint, when people will post an article, oh, VR is dead or something like that. And the thing is, just like any modern and future technology, no, it's not. It's never going to die and disappear unless, the world's technology breaks down or something. Because as the technology gets even better and involves AI, it's fascinating to be able to generate these worlds, but still, among people like myself who have literally spent their life working on various creative arts by hand, AI could and should exist. AI arts could and should exist side by side, sometimes interacting with handmade arts, but handmade arts still have a value. And let's not forget, all of the training data for AI art initially came from standard artists, painting and drawing and sculpting and building and all of this stuff. It's like the training data for every kind of art would not exist if centuries and millennia of artists hadn't been working and painting and designing and everything. And again, people post this narrative of, oh, is VR a waste of money for these companies? And I say, whenever they say something like that, I say, actually, to me, it seems like the best money that Meta and other companies have ever spent, and the most innovative and amazing stuff that they have ever done and should keep doing, because, wow, the world in a few years, as processor power increases and everyone's going to be able to have their augmented reality glasses helping them, it's like, just like a standard so-called not smartphone, a dumb phone, flip phone like we had in previous decades. Now, hardly anyone has a phone like that and uses it. Everyone is using these phones, which are like little, basically a small tablet computer, right? Is your phone. But it's like, in the future, that will also be considered primitive, because we'll all have our AR glasses, or who knows what else. It's like, eventually it will be able to be miniaturized into the size of contact lenses or whatever else. We don't even know how the technology will interface with people. But, like, in order to get there, we need all these steps along the way, and it's worth it. Just like to get the airplane, to get the electric light bulb, to get the radio, to get the internet, GPS, all of these amazing technologies. And yes, of course, we've got to settle on the moon and other planets. We've got to. And explore, expand, discover, and peacefully go to all of the parts of the universe. Outer space, also inner space, small discussions of crystallography, miniaturization of processors and everything, microbiology, quantum drones and everything. There are so many wonderful things. But anyway, I keep drifting, but I'm going to do... I'm Giant. Isn't that fascinating? I'm giant because I'm in editor mode. I can take a picture. Hello. So, but the incredible strength of Horizon Worlds VR is that you have side by side the ability to do this edit, but then I can go into the desktop editor and on my desktop PC, on a Mac laptop, which I'm considering buying. Yes, I'm formerly a Mac user. Switched for a few years because of the VR things, but no, I'd like another Mac. Let's see, a different rotation. But there's so many advantages to being able to. I can go into the desktop editor and do some other architectural things, which may be much easier to do if I can easily, directly do the numerical values and all of that. But then I can go here and fine-tune the little things. And, this is sort of an architectural zone, but I can also just, this is an architecturally built world, but it's like, give architecture spontaneity, and what amazing things will result. That was a wall, and now it's a floor. Looks sort of like the Giant's Causeway or something. Real life hexagonal mineral formations there, but wow. So just building more things. It's like climb up to the sky, everyone. But yes, to be able to do all of these things together and alternately, that is the strength. That is the thing that it has, more than VRChat has, more than AltSpace had. Yeah, I was in AltSpace. Of course, so many of these other things, you have to, for me to have to go into Unity and start doing the stuff would take me out of the creative mindset to have to go into that mechanical mindset and say, okay, well, now I have to do that world editing and just think like an architect or something. Yeah, graphic design was my training, actually, rather than architecture. But, let's see, that extra was created by my controller jittering. We'll try and clean it later tonight, but just building like molecules here, and instantly I just know where everything goes, and I can just drop it into the position where I know it should be. It's like I feel that should be here and this should be there. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. That's intuition. And if I was having to go into this Unity editor, that would stop me. The obstacles. Of course, we will survive. We'll do what we have to. We'll adapt, find some other way to build. But it's like this amazing thing has been created, and then why throw it in the trash? Why why give up on it? Another reason why I decided to really get into Horizon Worlds and become a certified builder, which I did up to the second level. I forget what that is called, but oh yes, well, right. I did the builder level and then also the scripting level, which was a challenge for me because I'm naturally more of a builder than a programmer, even though I can do it. I made a simple game and passed the test. But wow, it's been fun to just continue this thing. It is like molecules or crystal or something like that. Look under everything. It's fascinating to do that. And as I discovered on one of my other worlds, you can go off the side of this and then build up from under. Have a one-way sort of mirror view of the entire thing. Let's see. All right. Almost done with this video. And then this goes over here. I'm going to post this to my YouTube. And then we'll continue the conversation over there. But it's like there have been a bunch of videos on YouTube where they say, oh, they're canceling Horizon Worlds, and so-called, well, I would call them VR haters are there, and they are just saying, oh, well, they're getting rid of this thing, and oh, good riddance. But it's like, did they ever really experience it? Did they get beyond square one, and they went into VR, they went into some area, and some rude teenagers were swearing at them or something, and they let it dissuade them from doing anything more in VR, and how very, very, very unfortunate if they gave up at that level. And so many people in the media and other places did have that experience, and they did give up at that level. But what an absolute tragedy. And I was just interested in cyberspace and all of this other stuff. So, to me, VR is incredibly fascinating, always has been, and something I wanted to get into as soon as I could actually afford my own home set. And yes, an Oculus Rift was my first home VR set. I still have it, and still keeping it around with my desktop PC because maybe somebody else needs more headsets or something. It's great to be able to show people what is this and how it is amazing. Let's see, how did I get this? Did I do it's like archaeology, looking back over your past ideas. How did I even assemble this? Let's see, ungroup it. I see, so it's this modular thing. So then I say, but like, for an example, desktop is better for dealing with the nested hierarchy of objects, where you can, right, so what I did was I rotated blocks. I rotated it and then, see, all right. So go in here, copy, wait. Copy, is that locked? All right, see. my controller slightly drifting, it's easy to accidentally have it drift onto lock mode there. So then ungroup. Oh, I see. Oh, so every diamond shape was actually two triangles cleverly assembled into that way. So right, it's like you can play puzzle games, Tetris and columns, match 3, all of these. Suika is a great game. Has anyone made Suika style games in Horizon Worlds yet? They should. But right. This is greater to me than any puzzle game because it is my mental puzzle challenging me, saying, okay, you want to build something kind of like that, this dream that you have in your head. And so many times I literally wake up from dreaming and I'm like, okay, can I get right to it? Can I put the VR headset right on my head, pick up the controllers, and try and build that dream while it is still fresh in my mind? And if I had to start up Unity and then start doing all of this stuff, I'm not sure if I could do it because it's just that barrier of entry of having to go into mathematical mode instead of creative mode, that the dream state of mind is a very fragile sort of thing. Like, if you're trying to preserve your dream thoughts, make sure to do that fast, because your waking mind is different than your dreaming mind. And so you could easily lose your special thoughts that way before you had a chance. Fascinating to submerge some shapes into other shapes and just see what does it look like. Now it's like these bumpy things like a racing course for bicycles or the starting thing for track and field, right? But anyway, all right. This is We Are VR, and I sure hope this art project can continue, and I will continue using this to get into real world things as well, but that other people could do that. So anyway, thank you for listening. Save Horizon Worlds VR. Please, let's do this. Let's try and show them, make them understand what is really just so incredibly special about the possibilities of building in VR alongside mobile, alongside desktop, to be able to, that this multi different ways of thinking are better together than they are separate. And that this thing that they have built with multiple ways of accessing it is just so incredible, and it would be a tragedy for it to be lost. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave your comments. If you are a VR hater, but you really want to consider what we have to say, please leave your constructive comments. Let's talk about it. You can meet us in VR. Why not? Come to this world or other places where we might meet and talk. Of course, the Alexandria bookstore is another thing that I've built, and I like to talk to people there and stuff. But thank you for watching. Good night for now. Community, creativity. I still think that we need an art category. That would be great. Save. Let's see. Type. Save. Number of players. Single player, multiplayer, and cooperative. And local. Why not? Then, and we will say it's open to remix. Why not? Because that is the idea of this. So let's see. Get rating. None of the above. General audience. It is intended for all ages. All right. And let's see. And I'll go into the desktop editor and do all of my thumbnail images, but that's a nice one. Thank you for watching. If we win the lottery somehow, let's go.